When the Pixel Watch came out last year, it was a bit of a confusing product. Not only did it have an older Exynos chipset, big bezels, and mediocre battery life expectations, it started at a big $349 price tag. From the same company that released the Pixel 7 Pro, which is considered by many to be the best flagship phone deal last year, the Pixel Watch seemed too pricey for what it offered. But today, the Pixel Watch is a little more than 6 months old, so I wanted to do a long-term check-in and see if this watch has exceeded my low initial expectations and determine if it's worth buying today. First off, let's talk about design and comfort. So even though those bezels do look huge in some bright colored apps and backgrounds, all the dark watch faces, UX and UI are perfectly designed for those bezels, so it essentially looks bezel-less 99% of the time, and overall it's a beautiful watch. It's perfectly circular and the smooth glass curves over the edges, so it seems like a singular cohesive piece of hardware. Underneath is also a curved stainless body with some text highlighting some of the watch's major features. That is Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so while there are no cracks and it feels very durable, it's definitely prone to scratches. It's kind of hard to capture on camera, but any hit or swipe at this thing will result in micro scratches, so keep that in mind. On the other hand, it is IP68 certified, and if you get the $399 LTE version, you can use an eSIM slot and use LTE without your phone. The crown is very smooth and satisfying to spin and click. The Pixel Watch has some really nice haptics, so the tiny vibrations you get while scrolling makes the user experience fun and satisfying. There's also the side button, which is for recent apps function and Google Assistant, both of which I almost never use. It's a little too recessed and out of sight, so I really don't notice that it's even there. In terms of comfort, the Pixel Watch is compact, light, and comfortable to wear all day long. There's only one option for size, and it's perfect for me, but it might be a little too big for people with smaller wrists. The stainless steel makes the skin to watch contact comfortable, and the default silicone bands are perfectly fine. I was kind of doubtful about third-party bands and how accessory makers might not make much stuff for the Pixel Watch, but it's been pretty good. It seems like there are plenty of third-party bands and straps, and I might get a new one for myself real soon. Besides the glass potentially scratching even more and the lack of size options, this watch has aged really well for me, and for my taste, it's one of the most attractive smartwatches in the market right now. As you probably noticed from the dark UI looking so good on this watch, this is an AMOLED display and it looks fantastic. It's a 1.2 inch 450 by 450 display, which is about a 320 ppi. For a watch, it's a very pixel dense display and I don't notice any pixelation here, and again, the AMOLED makes this seem like a bezel-less watch, which is very nice to look at. It can get up to 1000 nits of brightness and I have no trouble looking at this in any environment. There is an always on display option, but the Pixel Watch's sensors for tilt to wake work super well and fast, so I personally don't have the always on display on. But yeah, this is a super high quality display with appealing, vibrant color calibrations as well. I would like to see the bezels get slimmed down just a little bit on the Pixel Watch 2, since people do care about that, but it's really not an actual complaint from my side. The Pixel Watch is running Google's latest Wear OS 3.5, and honestly, it's really not much of a difference in features or UI when compared to the old Wear OS 2. The biggest improvements I've noticed have been consistency and general fluidity of the UI. All the animations look much smoother than 2.0, and the apps are launching and loading faster. I love the new watch faces and Google widgets, and using this just feels like a breeze. Inside, the Pixel Watch comes with a pretty dated Exynos 9110 dual-core processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and 32 gigs of internal storage. The Exynos chip was announced over 3 years ago, so it's definitely nowhere close to being one of the top SoCs today. While that's the case, and I do get stutters from time to time like any device, I have no issues with the performance here. Like I said, it just feels like a breeze to use. But yeah, getting such an old chipset for a watch at this price is sort of ridiculous and makes that MSRP price tag seem very iffy. I also feel like there still isn't much Wear OS apps on the Play Store, so if you look at my apps list, there's not much. I mostly use my smartwatches just for checking the time, weather, fitness, and notifications, so that part's not a huge deal for me. My only complaint with the software is about Fitbit being the primary fitness tracking system for the Pixel Watch. Now, I have no complaints with Fitbit as a service, I don't have sync issues, and I feel like that it's very robust in its fitness tracking options and accuracy. You get a boatload of sensors here as well, so you can accurately track all kinds of fitness activities, your heart rate and ECG, sleep tracking, and more. But even though Google owns Fitbit, it still feels like a third-party service that's not totally integrated with the Pixel Watch. The Fitbit app UI on the phone looks so different from anything Pixel. There's a separate subscription service, and you're essentially required to have both the Fitbit app and the Google Watch app on your phone to make the full connection. Not a huge deal since you'll barely go into the Google Watch app itself, but it does seem a little messy, which is usually not the case with Google Pixel's streamlined software. It's still a great software experience. Besides my little complaints about the phone Fitbit app, the overall UI design is very consistent across the board, and you'll definitely get the latest Wear OS updates on Google's own smartwatch faster than any other OEM. But besides the update cadence and the look of the OS, keep in mind that you'll basically get a very similar experience with any other Wear OS 3 smartwatch. Inside, the Pixel Watch has a 294 mAh battery, which is rated to get up to 24 hours. That isn't very good, especially if you want to track your sleep after a long day of usage. In actual day-to-day use, the battery life is still below average, but not terrible. It's never died on me during a full day, and sometimes if I rarely use it during the weekday, I have enough juice to track my sleep throughout the night. But after a full day out on a Saturday, playing on it often, it would be in battery saver mode by the end of the night, so no chance of tracking my sleep there. Honestly, coming from a TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra that got up to 3 full days of usage, the Pixel's battery life is disappointing. Whether you're tracking your sleep or not, be prepared to charge this thing every day or every other day. Speaking of which, this thing charges through a magnetic wireless Qi charger and can charge from 20 to 100% in about an hour, which works for me since I top off whenever I go to sleep. So putting everything together, the Pixel Watch is definitely still a mixed bag after 6 months. It's very comfortable with a beautiful design, excellent display, and Wear OS 3.5 provides a great all-around software experience that feels like a breeze to use. But on the other hand, competitors with the same or much lower price tags provide almost the same software experience while providing better internals and battery life. Unlike the deal that is the Pixel 7 Pro, which started out with a very reasonable price, the Pixel Watch started out with a steep price tag for what it offered. And even with some discounts lately, that story still hasn't changed much. Unless you're getting it for free bundled with a Pixel phone, it still doesn't seem like a great deal. So I personally love using this watch, but I just can't say that it's worth it at its current price considering the competition. Now for people with Pixel phones that want to stay in the Google ecosystem, I do recommend this because it's still a nice watch. But for everyone else, I would look elsewhere unless you can spot a deal for $250 or less. Plus, we're also going to be seeing a Pixel Watch 2 later this year, so I would advise most of you to wait to learn more about that unless there is a fire sale for this current Pixel Watch. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the Pixel Watch and what you have on your wrist right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys on the next video.